before we officially get started, as you've probably noticed, we do have Raphael filming things this evening from 3 angles. So you're going to have a great chance to see a panel this evening, but also we wanted to mention it's a chance for you all to share your opinions. Whether it's in the Q&A session in the middle of the debate, feel free to raise your hand, ask a question, get involved. We're also going to be here a bit afterwards, networking and following up on what you get to hear. So if you would like to share some thoughts, Raphael's here to collect interviews as well. If you're not so hot on the idea, we have paper bags at the back of the room. You can put one over your head. I'm kidding. We're not recording that yet. No, but comedy isn't my thing. I'm here to moderate a panel this evening. Before we do that, I do want to take a couple of minutes also to use the opportunity to sum up the year for the association really briefly and take a couple of minutes to set the stage for the new year ahead. I think that really works out nicely with the theme tonight. We have, as I want to introduce them, 3 great speakers. The first, Guillaume Dubray, is over from Geneva, so we appreciate his time coming over. He is one of the partners in Polytech Ventures and has been instrumental in setting up the FinTech Fusion Accelerator, as well as doing a number of other things in the Romandie region. So he'll share his perspective from that side of the country. Taking a bit of a high-level view on everything digital and what's going on with the corporate, political, and startup ecosystem in Switzerland. We have Nicolas Böhler from Digital Switzerland, and a man who probably needs no introduction, last but not least, Oliver Boosman, formerly with UBS and now leading a huge year for the Crypto Valley Association and all of their activities. So I think you can see you get a really nice flavor for all the things that are now starting to blossom. I don't want to take up too much of the stage because you hear from me all the time, but I'll try to also be interactive and answer questions as well if you have any. So that's the program this evening. First off, I wanted to really kind of summarize things without diving into everything in great length. We had a huge year. We did another Swiss FinTech pitch. It was the 3rd time we did that. We opened our chapter in Lausanne. We have Gabrielle Lemon here, right up front and center, who helped us do that, which was a nice achievement. The 4th chapter we've opened. I made it all the way over to Toronto, where we had Cybos. A few others were there, and there was a nice Swiss event that took place. We're also very active locally, and we're in Liechtenstein, hosted the Sustainable FinTech Climate Hackathon quite recently, and actually took part in the ICO Summit not too long ago as well. That just scratches the surface, and rather than going on and on, I thought what would be great is to show you really quickly a copy of a video that we produced. And this is the trip to Singapore that just went on recently. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's only a minute, but bear with us. And to use the opportunity to highlight a few things, I think it was really great years. We worked with a lot of different partners, startups, corporates, the government, as well as other associations to put together a really great show of what Switzerland is not only producing, but what it offers as a location. So response was actually really huge, and there's been a lot of interest in helping them do business abroad and also have companies come here to Switzerland, and not just to do an ICO, which is great. That's it. Raphael, by the way, Raphael made a big trip for us all. And there we go. Raphael made a big trip for us all and represented in Singapore. He can tell you all about it during the break. But without spending too much time on last year, I really wanted to talk to you about where we are now. Something that was big at the end of the year and will be really big in the new year is we've moved beyond just collecting a center of gravity of people and the early adopters, let's say, in the FinTech community. And we've actually started to introduce specific packages for companies involved. We already have a long tradition working with partners, and that's not really the interesting part. What we found the most interested in is now that we're actually offering services to startups, investors, and companies. And as that takes more concrete shape, people really do appreciate that that's coming to help out the ecosystem and the players in it. The type's probably a little bit hard to read on this screen, but you can find it on our website, and there's also more information coming up about how we engage and offer things for different levels of subscribers. One of the most obvious ones, and we found time in and time out, it's really the most obvious and easy thing people appreciate. We have a membership directory. And it's a little bit hard to see when you zoom out this far, but what you get is a sense that it's really well built up in Switzerland and also nicely connected to the rest of the world. So when you're thinking of going to Dubai, when you're in Los Angeles or, Silicon Valley, you can find some people who know about the Swiss FinTech community who have some relevance, who can offer you value add. A few people have taken part in mentoring with us. A few other people have gone with us on international tours, and you can really see how the core of connecting the ecosystem and building it out internationally can really add value. Another thing people really find easy is they can, when you're a member, go in and just get the right contact. So if you're looking for somebody at an investment fund or at one of the big banks, chances are you can find them here because they're somewhere listed in the background. We also spend a lot of time actually using that. You'll see research coming out in the new year. I think we've done a really good job of collecting the right data about who's out there, what they're doing, and trying to filter, because there's a lot of noise, into what is really the Swiss FinTech community. And you'll see more about that in January, February. Trying to get to the heart of it, what we really discovered a lot of companies want is more of a marketplace where they can get visibility. And one of the simple ways we've done that is letting them offer their services. Right now we're testing it just within the membership, but we'll probably open this up more widely. It also right now is mostly just members who have discounts or want to promote their services a bit more. But you see increasingly course providers are offering things in there. Technology providers are offering API packages. We've just actually signed up Amazon Web Services, so we're able to offer that along with mentoring and other things to the startups. And we're basically trying to break down a lot of the barriers to helping people get great opportunities flowing. Briefly, I want to touch on publications because it's another great example. Our members really do power the ecosystem that we've created. We share a lot of news through the blog, and everyone in the room is always welcome to contribute and share a perspective on that. We increasingly have interest to do that. And another place where they do it more formally is in our quarterly publication, which Matt in the back, Matt Goet, published for us this month, or this past month. It looked at the ICO topic and brought together some of our legal firms that are working with us, some of the startups that have worked with us in past years, and talked about some of the issues that are really at the top of mind around the ICO and blockchain space. Trying to be a little bit more succinct about what we do. We're more and more doing videos, and we've had huge response around this. Not only is it a more effective way for us to communicate, but a lot of the companies in the network are really trying to get their messages across, and video just seems to be the most effective way to do it these days. Increasingly, our library of events and updates is growing. Thank you to Rafa. But we also get lots and lots of interest from foreign investors, from startups in Switzerland, from others who are trying to raise their profile and see this as a really natural place to use the network and the audience that's coming around the association for that. So I wanted to end off with a few abstract photos, and then I'll get out of the way. Some themes for 2018 for us are really about continuing to enforce our strong national presence. So thank you, Gabrielle, for being here this evening. That continues to be really important, that we are inclusive across the country. We find that understanding the Roma-D perspective, what's going on in Lugano, really helps us balance in a very Swiss way. And actually that diversity resonates into other things that we're doing. We're trying to bring more international people into the perspective. There's more women into the association. And what we find time and time again is that's not just hot air. It actually does create a unique advantage that we can leverage and create more benefits for our association members. So that's something that we're really leveraging in the future. And I won't show you the whole program, but the schedule of local events that we're doing, at least in Zurich, is going to anchor around 2 events each month. A lunch event that we did yesterday that'll happen on the first Tuesday each month, and then like this in the evening on each second Tuesday and second Wednesday of each month, we have the lunch and then an evening event like this. And how that trickles down is we have a pretty broad range of topics to cover. Not only is there the huge activity that Crypto Valley's done a great job to cover in the blockchain space, but there's RegTech, there's InsurTech, there's a lot of topics that our members want to hear about. So we're actually building in the committees that have already started shaking out, and they're going to have a slot throughout the year to actually promote these different topics. But really actually trying to go a step further. What we've done that's new this year is we've really noticed that there is strong interest in going international. It might be hard to see it all at the bottom, but don't get distracted too much by that. What it is essentially a program of all the top events in FinTech around the world. We haven't focused on blockchain as of yet at all. But this aims to give Swiss companies and those interested an opportunity to engage in different levels throughout the year in North America, Europe and Africa, and the Middle East and Asia. And we've worked out great partnerships over the years to give everybody discounts, to offer a way to connect with the local community when you're there, and in some cases like Singapore to actually participate in an official pavilion, which adds a nice multiplier effect. So that's something that we're quite excited about. You'll hear all that officially and find out how you can sign up if you're interested in January, but I wanted to mention that as the final touch to prepare for the new year.